Now to a growing economic showdown between the White House and House Republicans. In a major speech Thursday, the president slamming their economic proposal, saying they'll only make inflation worse and vowing to veto anything Republicans send to him. This as the two sides play a pretty dangerous game of chicken over the debt ceiling, with, as typically is threatened, catastrophic consequences for the economy. White House correspondent Allison Harris live for us this morning. I'm not trying to put a damper on how serious it is, but every single time we approach this crucial crossroads, somehow it all works out and we avoid catastrophe.
I know. And I think that's what Republicans and Democrats believe are going to happen. They don't want to have the U.S. default. It hasn't happened before. The president says that would be calamity. But this is a dangerous game of chicken, just like you said. The clock is ticking. So Republicans this morning are responding once again to President Biden, saying that he's not going to let them use this debt ceiling crisis as a bargaining chip to cut spending. The Republican House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington saying just now this morning that he believes Congress is constitutionally obligated to pay off the debt. He says he believes that they're going to do it. But he also thinks that this is the moment that lawmakers need to try to rein in government spending.
To me, you've got a debt crisis looming over the heads of our children and this country, and you've got an opportunity to have an adult conversation, and we're not going to default on our debt. I think it's more irresponsible to not have this conversation and just have a clean debt ceiling and just sort of keep skipping down the road.
Adrienne, the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, she has sent multiple letters to Congress warning of what you and I were just talking about, just how catastrophic this could be for the U.S. economy, really unprecedented. The last time that the U.S. government got near default, the U.S.'s credit rating was downgraded. We really don't want to see that happen again here.
He was real spicy with the Republicans, saying he'd veto everything. But what's he saying right now?
So President Biden is really taking this opportunity to highlight the differences between the two parties. He wants to show that these are, as he calls them, MAGA Republicans, hearkening back to President Trump, the former president, and showing that Democrats are doing a good job with the economy. He has had recent good economic reports. Wages are up. Inflation is down over the past 6 months. Here's what he had to say yesterday.
Wall Street did not build America. The middle class built America. The Biden economic plan, because y'all is actually working. We're moving in the right direction. As I said, it's not your father's Republican Party. It's a different breed of cat.
The president and Democrats saying that the Republicans really want to cut Medicare and Social Security, two popular programs. Republicans have been exploring ways that they could slim down government spending, but nothing solidified yet as far as their plan. They've been talking about putting together some panels to explore the options here. And we're starting to hear from lawmakers on Capitol Hill, Republicans, talking about that they're not going to allow that to happen. Former President Trump had a statement out late last week saying that they shouldn't cut Medicare and Social Security. So it's becoming pretty complicated for the party.
And the one thing the president said that stood out there is saying this is a different breed of cat of the Republican Party. I think there are a lot of people would say the Democratic Party is a different breed of cat, too. So perhaps they can all get together on that and create something brand new. I don't know. I'm being optimistic. Thank you, Allison.
This is the president setting the stage for 2024. I mean, you're going to continue to see a lot of contrasting and also implementation from the Democratic Party. They want to show the differences. You know, they see themselves as the normal party here, and they want to keep highlighting that and hammering it home. And they also want to say, we've passed all of this legislation. What you're seeing now is us implementing it. You're seeing the economic recovery slowly. I mean, that's a point that you could argue. It's good in some parts, not in others with inflation, but it is showing signs of improvement. So you'll see more of this from the president.
Yeah, and you make an excellent point, Allison, about the fact of the contrast. You know, the Democratic Party saying we are the people who are everyday people. We're reasonable. We're common sense, and that Republicans are extremists. But we're going to see exactly what voters will decide in 2024. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.